This is by far the hardest bit.
We had a small incident with some mosquito repellent spray.
Crisp high five. Has this stopped being fun for you now?
Sucks. So heading back up again to do the base this time. I'm on board this time. And somebody is very paranoid that he's forgotten stuff. So what we're doing this weekend is putting down the base ready for the bunkie, the second bunkie. So we do not need ladders this week. We'll worry about that next week. Hitting the road. It's Canada Day long weekend. So who knows how long it's going to take us to get there.
Perfect peace, quiet, and getting back to nature you need. The sun's going down. Time to unpack the tent. Oh, look at that. Breakfast of champions. And you found pots. We thought we didn't have pots.
We forgot more on this trip than I forgot on the last one.
Oh, that's saying something.
Bowls, cutlery.
Teacups.
In fact, we even got, when you grab spoons, you got like 2 of these plastic spoons. And then you got, you know, one of those ones that you have at the Chinese restaurant?
Oh, yeah. I know, I bought that. Because it's a decent spoon. It's a pretty...
a soup spoon or something?
Yeah, it's a tough spoon. It's a tough little spoon. We've got the keys to the bunkie that we've already built. We forgot... what else? It's okay, you know. Life is never perfect. It'd be boring if it was, right?
Actually, you might be better if you want to tip your head over and pour it through till it runs over your eye. That's why I got you the towel.
Put it like that.
Where's the one? Yeah, so there you go. Oh yeah, it's got a straw in it, so the water's not going to come out. You have to sit the lid
Oh
on.
no, it's coming out. It is coming out.
Okay.
So yeah, we had a small incident with some mosquito repellent spray, and my lovely husband.
No, we don't have that bit. We just say you got it in your eye.
Was dutifully spraying me to get rid of the mosquitoes, and kind of missed and got me in the face instead, right in my eye. So, you know, teachable moment.
We're not going to talk about this much more. Been to the hardware store. We've picked up some replacement blocks. If you saw our last episode, when I was building the bathroom bunkie, or the smaller one, I stole a couple of blocks from the main bunkie so that I could do the foundation for that. So we've been out, we've got some replacement blocks so that hopefully today our #1 goal is to get these down in the right place, leveled, and hopefully, if possible, gets the foundation beams set in place. That's the plan. And according to Matt's arbitrary timeline, we're already an hour behind. In the glove box is the top sheet, which is the layout I printed out for these.
Yeah, I know, I already got that out.
Huh? I don't know what you're saying. What's that, Mouse?
New mosquito thing.
A new one.
You
I
know.
spoil you sometimes.
I know, right?
All right, so we have our new thermosol. Clearing the area. We have our map of where we need to put stuff. Okay, so we have to unpack the stuff I left here last time and get it all spaced out. So unfortunately, it looks like we got a little ant colony being built right here on my fresh new boards.
They like to take the needles, or apparently wherever you see piles of needles, that's where they're trying to establish a colony.
Oh. Power mouse in the house.
Don't know how long. I don't know if I have the stamina though.
So before I left, I designed our foundation plan with all the measurements so we don't have to keep going back and forth. So if you're looking at that bag, bless you, we should have that big tape measure.
I think.
That's the one. But end to end, we want 165.
I can't reach both ends. It's the inside edge.
Yeah. There. Hold that one there. No, I'm trying to use I've written on their dimensions, but because we're using their lumber is slightly different, and they were putting them straight onto pads.
Okay.
We're using these so that we actually, because we couldn't get any 6x6s, so we have to use these and bunch them up. But because I got these, so we actually like anchor them in place, we're very slightly different. Right? I don't think it has to be like perfect, just the outside perimeter has to be perfect.
Okay.
So let's see how level this is. Let's get that thing on here. We'll get those lined up. Turn it right end and put it into the grooves.
Groovy, baby, yeah.
Yeah, these ones in the mid. I'll hold this up. Do you want to just kick the ones in the middle into line?
This one's not in line.
Yeah, it's because it's a little high there. Right, so it's very slightly out of level. I think it's one of these.
How big is this gravel pad? Like, is it much bigger? Cause
It's about 1 foot bigger.
just because you've got quite a gap back here.
Well, what we'll do in a second is just measure from the front to the back.
Okay.
And see where we need to be.
Okay.
So yeah, so we could push those back a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, I just wondered why I was itching, and I realised I've just scratched myself.
Actually, though.
But this is
Yeah, I understand,
yeah.
but with that, if we shuffle these down a bit,
bang in the centre, whereas it was slightly right before.
good job, Maris. Okay, so if you want us to do the other 16,
I got one right. I called it on one. It does not make me an engineer.
all right, so we have our left to right, the back of the bunkie kind of level for all the slots. Now we're going to try and lay out the rest of them.
Is it lunchtime yet?
No. We're 2 hours behind now, Matt's arbitrary schedule. Well, Mouse just goes and grabs some gravel from the pile at the end of the driveway. I started laying out these other blocks so that we can try and get our main floor kind of planned out as to where the blocks are going. And as I'm measuring these and leveling them, the chap we had in last week to actually do all this leveling, phenomenal job. They're almost perfect. Just one or two that's maybe like a quarter of an inch out that we just have to re-level and repack with some gravel. So incredibly happy with those guys that did the leveling for us. And I mean, they did it with he did it with an excavator almost by sight. Like he leveled it out, then we grabbed the level and it was good. We're going to get all these other pads kind of level to each other. Now I realize obviously it's going to settle over time, so I'm trying to make it as close as we can, but I don't want to sweat too much over a tiny amount. Tell me your frustrations, Mouse. Please.
Sucks. Because you've got to get them the exact distance apart and all completely level. Level that way, level that way, level every which way but loose.
Mm-hmm.
It's annoying. Snack time. Well, he had a plan. He's now mulling his plan. What you thinking?
Each one of those is fairly level, acceptably level, but there's a couple of areas that in those middle ones we just need to level them properly.
They need to be moved too. Sitting here, they're not level.
Yeah.
In line, sorry, I should say.
Yeah, it's a little bit high in the middle.
Mm.
So yeah, we're gonna lower those down and get them level. So the level that way, they're level to each other as well, except for a couple of different spots. And I think that's because they're being pushed out by these ones that are high. And yeah, then we also have to double check and actually get each one of these level, because if we're going to put another, sandwich these with another two boards, if it's slightly up, then it means that one of those boards will be slightly higher.
Okay. Has this stopped being fun for you now? It's the hardest part of this. Once you get to like building these things, they slot together so much like those little brick building sets that kids get in school. Several hours later. Now, newfound sense of achievement. So we're dealing with variances in the depths of the concrete block, variances in the depths of the wood. Gravel is not a perfectly level surface. And you put all of that together and you have a slight nervous breakdown, don't you?
The good thing is we've checked all the surfaces now and they're all level to each other. The bobble is in the middle. We're going to proceed with our original version A plan, not the version G.573 that we ended up at.
And yeah, we've been through about 20 plans today.
We've been through a lot of plans. So the original plans in the bunkie instructions call for 6x6s in this configuration. Now we couldn't get 6x6s when we went to the hardware store because they had a shortage, so we ended up getting 6x2s, and we were going to laminate them all together. And then we had a problem getting all the bricks, so we ended up getting these patio blocks. So the concept now is that these are going to stay in place, and we're going to laminate the additional 2x6s on each side of these planks, or these joists, to create our subfloor. And then we're going to tie them together with, we have some longer 18-foot lengths that we're going to, just to keep everything in place. That will make the basis for our sub foundation. Then we're going to put a piece of, we're going to put plywood over the top of that, marine grade plywood, so that it doesn't rot, to try and keep animals out of the insulation, so that when we come back next week, we can crack ahead by putting the actual floor joists on top of these and start building the bunkie. I sort of thought we need to check the diagonals to make sure that they're square.
Shh. Hush now. Hush.
On the outside corner of the hinge corner plank is...
Oh, you are doing diagonals?
Actually, no, wait. Let go. I can't, because these aren't level.
corner of the wood, right?
Yes, please.
Outside corner of the wood. Okay.
217 exactly.
Go this way.
It's a 32nd of an inch out.
Oh my goodness! Only a hair out of square. We'll take it. I'm taking that.
32nd of an inch.
I'm taking that as a win. Crisp high five. Ah!
Sorry.
That's the hand
That
you
was a-
drop the block on.
So don't touch anything. Can you imagine like a pine needle just floats down and it... Put 5 in just to hold it. So I'm going to start them. Then what we're going to have to do is put the glue on.
Okay.
And then we have to clamp them in this way. Then do you want to just put one of these clamps on for me? It's only temporarily, just to keep it tight.
Well, excited. I thought there was a deer over there, and I realised now it's just a tree.
Just now I've got these pieces on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good?
Yeah.
Cool.
So you have like multi-fastenings going on here.
We have glue and we're clamping it. And the screw is going to hold that in place and keep it while we nail it. And then we're using framing nails to hold it in place. And we're adding some twisted galvanized nails because once those suckers go in, you can't get them back out again.
As we know, because
So,
we just tried.
Yeah,
With a
we'll
miss.
deal with that one in a second. I think actually what happened was you hit a knot on the central, on the middle plank, and it just wouldn't go in. That's what kind of caused it to bend. So it's the wood that's warped up. This last foot of wood is actually warped out.
Yeah, good.
Does it meet with your approval, Mouse?
Yeah, right in the middle. I like it. Look at that. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Oh yeah. It's a crisp high five.
Awesome.
Done. Level. What's next?
Next is we're going to measure it and make sure we're still square.
Better not be anything other than.
Corner to corner. And we're going to make sure we've got the width right for the bunkie. We're going to cut these bigger boards to length and attach those to each side. And that's just to keep the floor joists in place. Then we can put the floor sheathing on top of it.
We putting any cross pieces like in between at all? No? Okay.
Because when we do the actual bunkie build, the bunkie has its own foundation as well. And those all run that way. So they'll be screwed down into these to strengthen it that way.
Okay.
$2.19 1/4. Okay, that one. 21. 2.
Like, what are you doing?
I was using the screw to lift that up so I can level.
Oh, okay. There's some method to the madness. Can I like get up yet, or am I still
Oh, you can. Oh, yeah, you can go.
weighing it down? That one's quite the warped piece of wood when you kind of look down. It is not straight at all, that piece.
Well, I just want it to be like level near this end because we have the walls around the perimeter.
Yeah.
So if there's a bit of a bound in the middle, we can probably hide it with the flooring.
Yeah. It's definitely that piece of wood. And before anyone races to the comments about why there are no cross pieces on this, basically because this is really just a critter barrier to stop critters getting to the insulation that's going to be put down. The bunkie itself has its own pieces that are going to go the other way, so that's what the floor will be supported on, so we don't need the cross pieces. This is literally just an extra layer to protect the insulation when it goes in. Just putting the last screws into the critter barrier. And if you can see, look at that, right in the middle. Hey, sweetie, sweetie, see that? It's level.
That's making the whole day worthwhile. That and using my new Milwaukee drills.
Oh.
Alright, one day of incredibly hard work. So yeah, we've got the platform built that the bunkie is going to go on. So next week when we come up, we can actually crack ahead and build that. We're going to try and get home tonight. Then we can spend tomorrow and Canada Day with the kids and my parents.
It doesn't matter if we get home at like midnight tonight. We can just take it steady and toddle along.
Yes. And I don't want to set the tent up again tonight. So okay, let's do this. Let's get this thing covered up and we'll see you when we're building the bunkie. It's really cool.
It's round that knot.
It sucks that this bit's at the end. Okay, not gonna move.